All right, so here's the solutions for problems 3 and 4. So for number 3, I'm going to start by taking the limit as h goes to 0. My function is 4 over x, so f of x plus h will be 4 over, it's happening at the point 2 comma 2. So instead of x, this will be 2 plus h minus the function 4 over x, but we're doing it at a value of 2, all over h. So algebraically, I'm going to need to get common denominators. So the right side will need a 2 plus h over 2 plus h. The left side will need a 2 over 2. So if I distribute along the top, I get 8 minus 4h. That's what I get when I apply that. Common denominators, just shove them back together. So I have 2 times 2 plus h on bottom. This is all over h over 1. So on the top, 8's cancel. That's going to leave me with negative 4h over 2 times 2 plus h, don't distribute, and that's over h over 1, but dividing by fraction is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to flip it over and turn it into a product. H cancels h, so therefore I'm left with negative 4 over 2 times 2 plus h. Everything looks simplified. I'll take the limit as h goes to 0. So when h becomes 0, I get negative 4 over 2 times 2. So it's negative 4 over 4. So it's negative 1. So answer number 3 is negative 1. Problem 4. Our function is the square root of x plus 10. So I'm going to take the limit as h goes to 0 of my function, the square root of x. We're doing it at the point negative 1, 3, so x will be replaced with negative 1 plus h, but I had the plus 10, which is part of the function. It was y equals the square root of x plus 10. I'm going to subtract the function, so x plus 10 will become negative 1 plus 10. It's all over h. Okay, going to clean this up. This will be the square root of 9 plus h minus, and bring this down. Now this is the square root of 9, which is just 3. So I'm just going to write that as a 3. All over h. Now if I do my limit as h goes to 0, I'm just going to get 0 over 0. So we're not done with this. So I'm recognizing I'm doing a limit and involves a radical. So I'll employ the conjugate, 9 plus h plus 3 over the radical of 9 plus h plus 3. This on the top needs to be multiplied out. Well, I've done this enough times to recognize that when I do this, I'm just going to be left with that. The outside and the inside parts getting multiplied will cancel, and they'll be left with the product of the last two things, which would be minus 9. It's over h times the square root of 9 plus h plus 3. In this case, the 9's cancel, and the h's will cancel. It leaves me with a 1 over the square root of 9 plus h plus 3. So now, as I take the limit as h goes to 0 of 1 over the square root of 9 plus h plus 3, I'm going to plug in the 0. It's going to give me the square root of 9 plus 3 on the bottom, so I get 1/6. So, in summary from the two videos, problem 1, answer was negative 2. Problem 2, answer was 2. Problem 3, answer is negative 1. Problem 4, the answer is 1/6.